Most retirees think the biggest threat to their wealth is the stock market. It's not. The real danger is something far more subtle.
And it can quietly derail more retirement plans than most market downturns.
Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on three forces quietly eroding the wealth of people 55 years or older, and the counterintuitive system that top retirees use to protect their money and grow it, even when the markets are unpredictable. And I'll warn you now, once you see how the wealthy actually engineer their retirement income, you'll never look at your portfolio the same way again. Let me start with a quick story. A few months ago, I spoke to a couple both in their early 60s. They had worked hard, saved well, had a little over 1.2 million, and they were terrified. Not because of the market, not because of their spending, but because deep down they didn't know the answer to one life-challenging question. Do we actually have enough, and will it last? And that's the moment most people realize something critical. Retirement isn't about how much you've saved. It's about how long your money will last and how much of it you'll keep. What I'm about to show you is the exact framework I walked them through, the one that gave them clarity, confidence, and a plan that finally made the retirement feel safe again. Before I show you how to grow and protect your wealth, you need to understand three enemies that almost no one considers until it's too late. Enemy number one, the sequence of return risk. Here's the twist. It's not the average returns that determines whether you'll run out of money. It's the order of those returns. You could have the same annual average return as somebody else and still run out of money 10 to 15 years sooner. Why? Because withdrawing money during a downturn accelerates losses and permanently reduces the recovery potential. Most people never see it until it's too late. Enemy number two, taxes. The silent partner in your retirement. Most retirees think taxes will go down in retirement. But the IRS has a surprise waiting. Required minimum distributions force taxable income. Social Security can also become taxable, and your portfolio withdrawals stack into higher tax brackets. And here's the danger. Every dollar you lose to taxes is a dollar that can't compound for you. The wealthy don't avoid taxes by accident. They plan them decades in advance. Enemy number three is longevity risk. Most people underestimate how long they'll live by 7 to 10 years. And that means their plan could subtly and silently be underfunded by hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But here's the good news. Once you know these risks exist, you can engineer strategies that reduce them significantly.
And that brings us to the core of today's video. I call it income, wealth, and the tax triangle. It's a system we build for clients at Vertical Wealth Management. And it's the reason retirees with seven-figure portfolios are able to
Safeguard and manage
their nest egg while actually enjoying their life instead of worrying about it.
If you get these three elements aligned, your retirement becomes more resilient.
Fail just once and your entire plan sits on shaky grounds. Let me break it down. Ask yourself this. If the market dropped 30% tomorrow, would your income change or would your lifestyle change? For most people, the answer is yes, and that's the problem. Top retirees do something radically different. They separate their income from market volatility. And here's what that looks like. They lock in a portion of their income using tools that offer principal protection.
They use insurance-based tools that may provide contractual income guarantees, subject to fees, limits, and the insurer's claims paying ability.
They secure enough income to cover essential expenses for the rest of their life. And this transforms their retirement. Why? Because when your income is protected, you no longer make emotional market decisions. You'll no longer sell low, you'll no longer panic, and you'll stop draining your portfolio when it's down. This is exactly what we help clients do. Build the kind of protected income plan that lets you enjoy your retirement without constantly checking the market. If you want to experience what this looks like, there's a link in the description to schedule a free retirement strategy call. And back to our framework. Once your income is secure, you can unlock step number two. Now that the income is guaranteed, the wealthy shift to a second strategy. They invest in a way that their money grows without being forced to withdraw during downturns. Your growth bucket should be tax efficient, diversified, long-term focused, and designed to outpace inflation without exposing your lifestyle to risk. Because when your income is protected, your growth investments can do what they are meant to do, grow without fear. And here's the part that most people overlook. When you remove the emotional pressure from your investment, the return often improves naturally. You're no longer timing the market. You're no longer guessing. You're no longer reacting. This is how retirees stay wealthy. But there's one more part to this triangle. and it's the one that most people ignore. This is the secret weapon. Everyone talks about investment return. Everyone talks about fees.
Almost no one talks about how taxes and Medicare surcharges can significantly reduce retirement income over time.
Retirement taxes. Let me show you why tax planning is non-optional. Tax brackets are scheduled to rise. RMDs can force you into higher taxes. Social Security can become taxable. Medicare premiums can spike, and every unnecessary tax dollar paid removes future earning power. Top retirees do not wait until April 15th and hope for the best. They build a forward-looking plan that minimizes lifetime taxes, reduces RMD pressure, protects their heirs from unnecessary tax bills, and keeps more of their money compounding instead of draining. When you combine protected income, smart growth, and proactive tax planning,
You get a retirement plan that can be built to hold up across many market environments.
and this is the system we bring to every client. Let me paint a picture of what most retirees don't realize until their mid-70s. Their portfolio becomes more volatile, their taxes begin to rise, their RMDs force withdrawals they don't want, their Social Security's taxes spike, their Medicare premiums increase, and their safe withdrawal rate begins to shrink. And suddenly the retirement that once felt relaxing now feels fragile. But here's the twist. None of this is inevitable. The people who thrive in retirement do so because they planned earlier, smarter, and more intentionally. And the best time to create that plan isn't 5 years from now. It's the moment you realize you need one, which might be right now. Imagine waking up knowing your income is protected, your investments are positioned to grow, your taxes are controlled, your spouse is protected, your legacy is secure, and your lifestyle isn't dependent on the market. Imagine traveling without checking your portfolio. Imagine enjoying your retirement instead of managing it. Imagine having a plan so solid you
Feel more confident.
That's what's possible when your retirement strategy is built intentionally and not pieced together with guesswork. And it all starts with understanding that retirement isn't a do-it-yourself project. Here's the truth. If you're 55 years or older with $1 million or more for retirement, you're past the point of generic advice. You don't need a bigger portfolio. You need a smarter strategy. This is exactly what we help clients at Vertical Wealth Management build every day. A protected income plan, a strategic investment plan, a personalized retirement tax plan. So if you want to see what this looks like for your situation, here's what to do next. Click the link in the description and schedule your retirement strategy call. We'll walk you through the income, your investments, and your taxes and show you exactly where the gaps and opportunities are. There's no pressure, no obligation, just clarity. Because the moment you don't understand what's possible, retirement stops feeling uncertain and starts feeling exciting. You've worked your entire life to build your wealth. Now it's time to protect it, grow it, and design a retirement that actually feels like freedom. I'm Mark Shelby with Vertical Wealth Management. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the call.